Welcome to your weekly UAS news update. We have 3 stories for you this week. A report that confirms that, sadly, nobody is coming to replace DJI in the consumer market. The FCC has opened public comments on drone spectrum reforms. And then lastly, Oregon tells the FCC to build drone test sites, well, in the mountains where it actually matters. Let's get to it. And first up this week, a major report from The Verge that confirms that what we've been saying for the last couple of months, nobody at the moment is coming to save the consumer drone market. According to the report, massive defense contracts have completely absorbed almost all of every American company out there that might be building anything that's affordable on the consumer side of drones. For example, Skydio confirmed that they will not return to the consumer market, and the US Army recently ordered $52 million worth of the X10 platform, that their tactical drone version. Why build a $500 consumer drone when the Pentagon is spending millions of dollars, I guess, is the question. We also did see that the Antigravity A1 hit the market recently. We've talked about this. Has an 8K 360-degree camera, and they sold 30,000 units shortly after the launch. But Antigravity is still a Chinese company, so they are going to face the same exact supply chain constraint and the FCC issues with getting new approvals in the future. Meanwhile, the Zero Zero HoverAir Aqua is reportedly dead in the water, not to make a bad joke, after failing to get FCC certification before the December ban that just happened. When volunteer fire departments or search and rescue operations can't afford the $10,000 enterprise system, they typically go to the affordable consumer drones. And we've said this time and time again, this isn't really a problem that we're going to feel right now at the moment. This is more like something that we're going to feel in 2 or 3 years when we no longer have access to those models that are available at the moment. Speaking of, the Federal Communication Commission, the FCC, has released public notice DA 26314. They're asking our drone industry what needs to be done, what needs to be fixed in order to help the United States lead the global drone race. The notice covers 6 different policy areas, but spectrum access is kind of the biggest one. Right now, most drones are going to operate under unlicensed 2.4, 5.8 gigahertz band, which are the same crowded frequencies that are being used by your home Wi-Fi router, for example. The FCC is asking the industry if we should be shifting to the licensed 530 and 591 megahertz band. They previously allocated a 10 megahertz block from 5040 to 5050 megahertz for direct frequency assignment, but this has just sat dormant in the meantime. The FCC also wants to speed up experimental licensing and address counter-UAS rules. Currently, Section 333 of the Communications Act prohibits willful interference with radio communications, preventing any kind of counter-drone system that jams a signal. The comments are due by May 1st. We will have to see exactly what happens, if this creates any kind of credible framework before current exemptions expire in 2027. And in our third story, all interconnected this week, the Oregon Department of Aviation has drafted an 8-point response to the FCC public notice. But instead of just asking for abstract reforms, Oregon is telling the FCC exactly where to build new UAS innovation zones. They've identified 3 specific test corridors in real terrain, which is the key word here. One in the Cascades near Oak Ridge, another one along the Columbia River Gorge, and then lastly, the third one in Southeast Oregon. Oregon argues that testing drones in flat, controlled academic labs does not really produce data that transfers to the real-world conditions, and I have to 100% agree with that. For example, wildlife responses or emergency medical delivery are dealing with mountain passes, with line-of-sight restrictions, with weather. Oregon is very well placed for this, by the way. They also backed the push towards 5030 and 5091 megahertz band for command and control links, which is what we just talked about, emphasizing that safety-critical operations cannot rely on unlicensed bands. They also asked the FCC for a simpler waiver process for trusted deployment of foreign drones during the transition period. And that's it for this week. Join us on Post-Flight, where we share our opinion that may or may not be suitable for YouTube, and then we'll see you next week.